Robinhood hit 48. Bought at 34, 35, 36, 37, 38. Oh my. Robinhood skyrocketing to the absolute freaking moon. Welcome back, everybody. Welcome back to Lucid Trading for the second live stream for today. My gosh, was I right about this? Wow, unbelievable. So I'm just speechless. I'm just absolutely speechless right now. Robinhood is skyrocketing 21%. Let's just put it this way. I put like some chump change on Robinhood with like tons of leverage, and that chump change, we're talking like $1,000 became $5,000, because that's 5 times leverage on Robinhood, and it's up 20%. 20% times 5 is 100%. That's absolutely gorgeous. That's just beautiful. This is just amazing. This is bloody amazing. Make sure you hit the like button. I would appreciate that a lot. Smash that like button right now, right here. This is the most beautiful outcome that we could have probably seen from Robinhood. Let me just quickly let everybody join the live stream. All right. There we go. There's a little bit of background noise. I can actually close the window to fix that problem. Just let me know if there's like background noise and I'll close the window. No problem. Hit the like button, by the way. Make sure you hit the like button. This was absolutely bloody beautiful. Remember, we were covering Robinhood just a couple days ago. We were covering Robinhood. Remember what I said. It's gonna shoot up to $50. It was sitting at 34. You can watch this on the previous live stream. Here is where I bought Robinhood. In fact, this is the arrow indicating that it was going to go up. That was the prediction. And I thought that Robinhood was actually IPOing at a rather cheap and modest and humble price. And that was one of the main reasons why I bought into the stock. Now, I don't necessarily like the CEO. I'm not planning to hold long term. But this was very predictable. Very low market cap, super high growth rate, really, really high revenues. Just, I would say, quarter over quarter, insane growth. So, it makes perfect sense. It makes absolutely perfect sense that Robinhood has been going up the way it is. And congratulations to the people out there that bought Robinhood at 34, 35, 36. That is where I personally was covering Robinhood. And that is where I personally have bought Robinhood stock. I sold out of my Robinhood. I actually got out at 45. I have none of it left. Sold out completely. It actually went above, I think it hit 48 very briefly. That's no problem. I took my gain. I had a massive gain with Robinhood. I am happy. But that is just, it's great. It's great. It's just a short-term trade, and it went perfect. But yeah, welcome to Lucid Trading. Like I said, hit that like button. Welcome to Ronaldo, CT, Sam, Iridium, Jasper, Lenny, Silkrum Scuffed, Waleed, Dante, Peru. Welcome back, Peru. Shizeb, Alex, Unai, Inan, Kevin, Taco, and that was pretty much it. Make sure you hit the like button if you just joined. Hit the like button if you actually bought Robinhood and if you're profiting from Robinhood right now. This was a gorgeous trade. So yeah, cheers to that flat 10F guy, because this was just a gorgeous trade. What can I say about this? I mean, you can look at the previous live stream. Robinhood was sitting at like 38, 39. Now it's sitting at 46. Unbelievable. It's just great. Lovely trade. Yeah, so DIDI's actually heading up right now. DIDI's been slowly heading up. You can see that right here. Yeah, so DIDI's still down 2.8% though. Nevertheless, DIDI's down. It's kind of moving sideways right now. Seems like it's going to move sideways for some time. Maybe for a couple days. And we have the stock market overall. I would say the Russell actually regained some momentum. Look at that. Actually came back up. We have the NASDAQ actually slowly heading back up as well. NASDAQ almost sitting at all-time highs again, or at least getting pretty close. I project that the Nasdaq is actually going to be sort of going sideways from here. I don't think we're going to see massive moves, as we've already seen huge momentum come in here for the Nasdaq just the past couple of months. The S&P is about to hit all-time highs again, and look at that momentum. It is very, very strong. That is unbelievable. It just does not stop, does it? Dow Jones jumping as well. Look at that. Dow Jones jumping 0.6%. It's heading up as well. Let me just quickly see if I can make my brightness go up slightly. As you can see, I actually am wearing a bit of a... I'm wearing a red shirt. And there's a good reason why I'm wearing a red shirt right now. I am actually becoming a bear. I am becoming a bit bearish on the market right now. And it's just on the market, not on individual stocks, but I'm talking about the indices, right? So, of course, when the indices fall down, it also means stocks, just these individual stocks, are going to come down usually. But I think some stocks are going to be affected more than others, especially stocks that are still sitting at all-time highs are going to be affected a lot. Stocks that are oversold, relatively little. But yeah, it looks like the market just keeps rallying on and on and on for no reason. You know, we had the evictions, you know, the Chinese stock market came down massively. COVID is kind of coming back slowly. And so I'm being a little bit cautious right now. I have 40% of my positions in just cash. 40% of my portfolio. Complete cash. Previously, it was about 30%. And I think I want to keep it at 40% right now because, of course, it's becoming a lot riskier right now to be holding these stocks. Just looking at where the valuations are sitting at, looking at PE ratios, looking at a potential tapering coming in from the Federal Reserve. So I'm slowly going a little bit more cash, but I'm still holding a lot of these stocks. I haven't sold a single share of my C3.ai. I did just liquidate my Robinhood, and I'm going to keep that in cash. I sold a little bit of my Tesla, but I'm still holding lots of Tesla, still holding lots of Palantir. And I'm just holding the oversold stocks that are going to be rallying when CPI starts coming down. The 10-year is still sitting low, and it's actually maintaining that level. So that basically means there's this environment being created for growth stocks to rebound in the coming future. Although it's very hard to imagine because just the past couple months have been very bearish for these growth stocks. But it's just a matter of time. I think it's going to happen. And I said it previously, right? So I said this in April that we would see a bit of a rebound for growth stocks, and it happened. And then CPI was actually pretty bad, and it came back down again. So it's just a matter of time. Inan Ajiba coming in here with a $2 donation. Inan Ajiba says, can you check Microvision? Yeah, I think I can check Microvision, no problem. I'll do that in a second. I remember saying that Microvision was actually a pump and dump, a bit of a pump and dump, right? I remember the last time I covered Microvision, it was a bit of a pump and dump. Let me just check. Let's see. All right, so there you go. Right, so yeah, I thought it was going to bounce. Didn't happen. Market was a bit bearish. So Microvision, in the meantime, I mean, look at this. This is just fairly obvious, right? So pump, dump, pump, dump, pump, dump. This is has been a meme stock for the longest time. But yeah, Microvision is down 9.5% today. It's sitting at a 2 billion market cap. They have 0 to no revenues, right? So they're burning, I don't think they're burning a lot of cash, but they don't have a lot of revenue either. Although they have really cool technology. I think, you know, the LiDAR technology that they're working on. I think Microvision has a lot of potential, but that's pretty much it. They don't have a lot of revenue or any big contracts. For the most part, this has been a hopium stock, basically a stock that people hope for it to actually eventually to go up, but that never happened. Daily chart is negative, so it looks like we have the 200-day moving average right here for Microvision. I think it's going to bounce very soon. It looks like we are hitting a substantial support on the daily chart. That is a 200-day moving average. On the weekly chart, I mean, what can I say about this? We have the 50-day moving average right here, and we can see that this is not the first time it would bounce. If it does bounce, this This is a level where the stock has actually bounced several times. And we have earnings coming up as well. Yeah, so I do think we could see some positive momentum coming in here for Microvision as it's actually going oversold on the RSI. You can see right here it's oversold. Recently when it was oversold, how much of a move did we get? We got a move about 15% to the upside, and then we had a move of about, let me check, another 16%. That's exactly what I'm looking for, a 10 to 15% move to the upside for earnings, something like this. And I would guess that this would be the trend line that we're going to be using for Microvision. I'm not sure if it's actually going to bottom out right here. I'm going to have to use the Fibonacci retracement, see if I'm going to be able to actually get something out of this. Let's see. Oh, that's bad. Okay. Yeah, I'm going to say that this $12 could act as a proper support. So Microvision potentially bottoming out around 12, 11.5. This is a trend that's been the bearish channel so far, right? So that's kind of what we're looking at. So potentially move something like this, and then gradually get back to around 13.5, maybe $14. I would say around 13.5 would be quite realistic. But in the meantime, it could still drop to around $12, maybe $11.5. It's oversold. I think it's looking quite attractive. So, yeah, Microvision, it does seem like it's going to be bouncing for earnings. But keep in mind, we do have CPI coming up in about a week. And I think there's going to be a lot of people are going to be very cautious around CPI because guess what? If inflation is actually coming in hot, growth stocks, like Microvision, high risk, high multiple stocks are going to suffer. So we're going to see some of these growth stocks kind of run flat for a little bit. Once we see CPI come out, I think there's a good shot that it's going to be lower than last month. We could see a bit of a rally in these growth stocks. All right, so there we go. DIDI is up slightly. Tesla going back positive. That's fantastic. We have a 2.8. I have no idea what kind of currency that is. But thank you for that donation. Nikuin Patel. What about NEO? Like I said previously, I think NEO is going to move sideways. It's not going to do a whole lot. It could be moving sideways for some time. I think earnings, we might see a bit of a spike, maybe get close to that $50. But because deliveries were not as exciting, right? It was not very exciting. I think there's a good chance it's just going to move flat. So NEO stock, just for the time being, right? Yeah, there you go. These are the frequent tops that we have, around 46, 47, 45. That's pretty much the upper range, and the bottom range is going to be around the lower 40s, around 42. So what could happen here potentially is we could see NEO kind of come back down again to the 42 and then see a bit of a run up and then sell off again after earnings. I think that could be quite possible right now, given that the MACD is heading down, RSI is heading down. There's still a little bit of time left until earnings. And to be honest, their deliveries were not breaching expectations. So maybe earnings is going to be the same way. It will not kind of beat the expectations that were out there. So that's what I'm thinking right now for NEO. But despite any of that, I think NEO is still going to be rallying to $60 to $70 by the end of the year. It's just not going to happen as fast, right? So because they missed their delivery targets recently. But it's still bullish. I would say it's still quite bullish throughout for the coming months in this year. Virgin Galactic is down. It's kind of going sideways. This sort of does remind me of a previous time where Virgin Galactic was going sideways. Do you guys remember this? We had the big move upwards. It came back down. It kind of moved sideways like this. And then we had another rally upwards on the next catalyst. I think that the absolute same could be happening here, where we're kind of actually waiting for a catalyst, which could be earnings, right? So if earnings is going to be good, if they actually announce something or just they announce their next space flight, that could trigger a bit of a rally. So Virgin Galactic right now, this would be the support around 28 to about 29. It looks like it could possibly get back to around 34 fairly quickly, maybe 36 if we're lucky, around 40, but I'm still bullish. I would say I'm still quite bullish on Virgin Galactic. We'll see what happens. Oh, by the way, if you just joined the live stream, make sure you hit the like button. I would appreciate that a lot. It really does help the stream. And if you hit the like button, you get 5 years of good luck. Make sure you smash that like button right now. I'm just gonna check the chat right here. Let's see what's happening in the chat. He has some beautiful man as his live stream pick, and then you see this pepperoni face Latino. Oh man, oh man. Well, at least somebody appreciates flat 10F. Uber earnings tomorrow, isn't it? Didn't they just recently have earnings? Hold up, let me just take a look at that. Oh wow, yeah, they have earnings coming up, and the stock has been going down a lot. Look at that, down a lot. So I mean, with the stock going down like this, if they have any kind of surprise coming up for earnings, it could shoot back up to 45. I wouldn't be surprised if that were to be the case. Yeah, that is really weird. It's been going down quite substantially. You know, I'm gonna just see if there's any kind of trend that we can. There we go. Yeah, I'm gonna guess there's a good shot. There's a very good shot. We're gonna see Uber actually get back and fill the gap at 45. It's been going lower and lower and lower, right? So it's been kind of getting oversold several times. Earnings is a big catalyst. Sitting at 79 billion right now. We'll see. I think it's going to completely depend on earnings. Even the daily chart, look at that. Even the daily chart oversold right now. I think we're going to see a bit of a bounce here for Uber. If they even surprise earnings by even a tiny bit. Oversold right here, and then after that proceeded to jump like 20%. Almost every single time that Uber gets oversold, the stock jumps up around 20 to 30%. So I would not be surprised at all if it were to jump back to like 45, maybe $50 short term. It's looking pretty good, I would say. It's not looking bad. Oh yeah, by the way, if you want me to take a look at your stock, then make sure you let me know in the live chat. Let me know which stock you are currently bullish on. And if you had the option to either buy Uber stock or DIDI stock, which one would you choose? There we go. I donated and you missed it. Oh, I see it. Inan Ajiba coming in here with a $2 donation. And Inan says, Lucid, please, when do you think the dilution is going to happen? I don't think it's going to happen anytime soon, but it's like a risk. It's a risk that's on top of the stock that anytime they feel like they could just dilute the shares. They have plenty of authorized shares, so they can issue more shares. It's not just that. I mean, they don't really deliver many vehicles right now, and they don't have any catalysts short term. So I would say that is, in my opinion, quite bearish right now. Short term, I think Lucid Motors is probably going to be just going sideways in the lower 20s, maybe hit 25 every now and then. Short term target is around 26 if Tesla starts moving, but Tesla right now is looking quite terrible. So we'll have to see. So I asked the question, would you buy Uber or DIDI stock? And about 45% of people said DIDI stock, which is quite amazing. 16% said Uber, and then 39% said none. Well, that's really harsh against Uber. Nobody's willing to buy Uber. Gara, did you sell Hood? Yes, I did sell my Robinhood stock. I did sell it. I'm not sure if it's up or down right now, but I sold around 45. It's now sitting at 46, so it's sitting above the price that I sold. But it's no problem. I bought the stock at 34, 35, 37, etc. I have no problem with Robinhood actually going above my price. I got my gain, and I'm pretty happy with that. Sometimes you just got to be satisfied with what you have, and I'm quite satisfied with what I got with Robinhood stock. I mean, it's a nice rally. I mean, it's sitting at 38.8 billion. I think it could still go to maybe 50 billion in the course of the next coming weeks. So we'll probably see a bit of a drop to the downside, and we'll see another rally for Robinhood coming up very soon. When will C3 hit 70? Like you said, end of July, then end of week. Now, what is the excuse that sucks about to take every penny I have? Why is every stock you cover doing terrible? Not every stock I cover is doing terrible. Although I have the tendency to buy stocks that are going down, which is my strategy, right? It's like you buy into the red candles, so long as the company has good fundamentals. I would say C3 is one of those cases where it's been pretty much hard hit by CPI. And there's a lot of growth stocks that were hit really hard with CPI. And the recent CPI data that we got actually was one of the main reasons why it came down this much. You can see it right here. It was sitting at 58. CPI came out and it dropped 16% the following days. And this is just part, like, I would say, this is one of many stocks that were affected heavily by that CPI report. Where it just indicated that there was a lot of inflation. Let's see. Regardless of that, I mean, I'm still buying the stock. I don't really care. This for me is just going to be a signal of like, hey, I mean, we're getting cheaper. We're getting discounts. All I'm seeing is discounts, right? So C3 is going down to 48.5. To hell with it. I mean, they're going to have earnings very soon. They could have a catalyst coming up very soon. They never have this long of a time period without a catalyst. It's been about a month or two. Usually they have at least one catalyst per month. I'm just kind of waiting for that catalyst to be coming out. And I'm just going to hold it through earnings and see what happens. So I've been averaging down. My average right now with C3.ai is $67. It's still fairly high, but it's getting lower and lower and lower. So if C3 does pop to the upside, I mean, where's 67? This is right here, right? So that's going to be right around this resistance, unfortunately. It's no problem. I mean, sometimes the stock doesn't do so well in the short-term future. Well, it could do well in the mid-term future. Let's see. Julio Navarrete coming in here with a $4 donation. Can you check Jumia, please? Hold up. Let me see. Thank you for that donation, by the way. Let me just check Jumia. Yeah, look at that. Jumia looking a lot similar to C3 in terms of, like, it's also down quite a lot. Jumia has also not a whole lot of revenue, relatively high market cap, 2 billion market cap. Isn't this a retail? Oh, no, it's actually software. Well, yeah, that's the difference, though. They burn a lots of money. That's a lot of money that they're burning. Let me check how much C3 was actually burning. Yeah, no, C3 was fine. C3 is not burning that much money. There's a good reason why Jumia is still falling, and it's because of that CPI report. Look at that. So Jumia was sitting at 26. This is when the CPI report came out, and then it proceeded to go down almost 20% right after. Look at that arrow that we drew, like it was going to go down. When there's inflation, growth stocks will suffer. There we go. There we go. We have a triple bottom right here for Jumia. 4-hour RSI sitting pretty low. We're coming up with earnings. Daily chart. Let me check the EMAs. Oh, there we go. That's the exponential, the Fibonacci levels. Okay, so I'm thinking that this could be a support area right here, around $20. I think it would be fairly difficult for Jumio to go down below that. Given that both the RSI and MACD are indicating it's just super oversold. We have earnings coming up, which is generally, I mean, it has been in the past a catalyst whenever the stock goes down. I could definitely see something like this get back to that $22 range, but I'm not expecting anything impressive. They would have to beat earnings for this, right? So if they do pretty good with earnings, I think it could rally back up to like 24 around middle of August. Tesla's starting to move up. Look at that. Remember what we said about Tesla. Okay, so we said that Tesla stock was sitting relatively high. It was sitting at a resistance. The Nasdaq was heading down. The market was heading down. And so the idea was that there was a hit of resistance. It's pulling back. We have no short-term catalyst in the next week. And it was pulling back to that Fibonacci level of around $705 to $700. And it did exactly that. Look at that. It went back to 700. This is what we said when it was sitting at 720. So I personally bought a lot of Tesla stock at around 700, 705, 710. And I do think it's going to consolidate briefly in this zone before the next move is going to come up to the 740s. And I do think it's going to move to the 740s as we have a big catalyst coming up for Tesla, which is AI Day. It's going to be on the 19th of August. By the way, if you just joined the live stream, hit that like button. I'm actually going to share the live stream link so people know we're live. There we go. Fantastic. Will you look at the Pinterest chart? I mean, Pinterest is not very interesting right now. You see that? It's up 2%. It's oversold. I mean, it's going to swing back up, but it's going to take some time. These things take time. It's not going to go up overnight. That does not happen. So, if you hold Pinterest right now, you better be patient. This will take some time. This could take a week. This could take 2 weeks. This is why I drew the arrow so long. It can take several weeks for it to bounce back to 65. These are big hedge funds that pulled out of the stock. It's going to take a while. But nevertheless, I do think it's going to be swinging upwards. It's going to be short-term swing, obviously. Nothing too drastic. Yeah, Tesla's slightly pumping. I don't think it's going to last. Obviously, I mean, I think at best it's going to go sideways around the lower 700s, and then maybe tomorrow or after tomorrow pick up the pace again. Let me take a look at my portfolio. Right. AMC is still heading down, sitting at 33.3. Yeah, I remember when I said that AMC was just super overbought, and it was just sitting at a very high price. Like, it was sitting at $60, and I tried to just convince everybody, this stock, this company, it had its run. It was sitting at a very, very high market cap, and the short interest was actually coming down rapidly. So the ammunition for the bulls was gradually evaporating. So Yeah, at around $60. I personally had a short position there. Shorted it all the way to the 40s. And then I got out of it. I wish I didn't because it dropped to 30. Now, I have nothing against the whole thesis of, hedge funds bad. But this is just an overvalued stock. No matter how you look at it, right? It's just, that's the basis of it. You can say technicals don't matter, fundamentals don't matter. Well, they do matter. That's the problem. They do matter. And that's why it's coming down back to earth. Let's see. Big banks up slightly. We're talking like we're still seeing all-time highs with some of these banks. Although look what happened with JP Morgan. It's still down from the all-time high. Interesting. This is, obviously big banks are probably going up because the 10-year is starting to move up right now, which is quite beneficial for these big banks. But yeah, DIDI is still down 3%. We have the Chinese EV stocks, XPeng, Li Auto, NIO, all heading down. Fascinating. Snowflake is still skyrocketing, up 6 percentage points. Now, I want to know what is happening with Snowflake right now. And I'm going to figure that out right now. See if there's any news about this. By the way, smash the like button. And also, are you holding Snowflake stock? What do you guys think of Snowflake stock? I personally think I think Snowflake is actually rather overvalued. I can't find anything recent regarding Snowflake. Other than that, people are betting on Snowflake, like they're betting on the options. Haven't found anything in particular. Yeah, C3 is overvalued too. You think so? I don't think so. I think when C3 is going to go up, it's going to surprise everybody. It's going to be wild. I mean, relatively to all my positions, I mean, C3 has become such a small position because in the meantime, I mean, I've been trading Tesla, I've been trading Palantir, I've been trading many, many other stocks. It's just a stock, C3, I'm just looking at it every now and then. Whenever it goes down, I try to average down, as I do know that the fundamentals of the business are just quite sound. And their future is quite bright. So, there we go. Let me check Roblox. Yeah, I was bearish in the Roblox. You can see that right here. A bit of an arrow to the downside. And it went down all the way. Look at that. Down to 76. Sitting at a 40 billion market cap. Probably partially due to the lockup period expiration. Although the daily chart does indicate that it's slowly bottoming out. Interesting. That is fascinating. But it's still descending, right? So, descending downwards. Possibly run up for earnings. Maybe. I think Roblox was also one of those COVID plays. It really did benefit from COVID. Buy the dip on Hood. Anyone buying? I think Robinhood had its rally. I think short-term Robinhood it had its rally. It's gonna take some time until we get some more upside on Robinhood. Tesla heading up. We have DIDI heading up slightly. hold up 1 second. Oh, these cables, a little bit annoying, but what's happening with Nikola? I've heard some things about Nikola stock recently, that it was going down really fast. It's down quite a bit right now. I mean, it's down a lot. It's just back to that $10 price that it was previously sitting at for its merger. Yeah, I would still probably not touch this. Not even for a swing trade. I mean, what can I say? It's Nikola stock, right? Nice video quality, Gara. Thank you. Yeah, we now have 1080p, 60 frames per second. You know it. It's going to be wild. Mic is very clear too. Cheers. I think the camera could also be a little bit better though. That's no problem. Garrett, top analysts expect a 10% correction in the coming weeks. What do you think? I think it's quite plausible that that we get a 10% correction. I mean, markets are sitting quite high. PE ratios are skyrocketing. Earnings are, yeah, I would say earnings are still strong, but it's projected that in the coming time, yeah, I mean, earnings are very strong. They're going to remain very strong. I think it's going to be mostly, we'll see a downturn, but it's going to be mostly sideways movement. Like, we'll see a downturn and a rebound, and all in all, we're going to see mostly sideways movement for the indices. It could sit at the current valuations for another month or two. New camera already? No, this is not a new camera. This is actually the current camera. But the difference is that we now have better lighting, right? Because I'm in a new apartment with way better lighting, and it's helping out quite greatly. Nano Dimension, BNGO. Let's see what Nike is doing right now. Just watch. Nike's sitting at all-time highs. Yeah, there we go. Nike's sitting at all-time highs. Again, just back-to-back. It just doesn't matter. Just blindly put money in Nike. It's not financial advice, by the way. I'm not a financial advisor. This is so... it's just so ridiculous. There's so much money in the system right now. It just needs to be put somewhere safe. And Nike is one of those destinations. And what do? They sell shoes and clothing. Very innovative. But yeah, to be honest, it's overbought. We can see this much. Overbought on the 4 hours. Even on the 1 hour. There we go. I think there's going to be massive downside with Nike. We have the weekly MACD topping out. Weekly RSI sitting at overbought. Right? So the RSI overbought right now. Recently, we had a correction of about 10%. Right here, we had a correction of about 10%. So guess what I'm going to say? We might see a correction of about 10% soon. Historically speaking, that's quite accurate. 10%. So I'm looking at a 10% correction coming up for Nike. It's a mild correction relative to what's happening right here. So where would 10% take Nike? Ooh, that would be horrible. Back to around 150, which is coincidentally also a support zone. So maybe it goes up a little bit higher. Do we have a bit of a trend line here? I don't think it's reliable. Let's just say we can possibly see the 175 and then drop all the way back down. To around 150 for Nike. Why do you hate Nike? I don't hate Nike. It's just, I mean, the technicals are pretty clear. Overbought. Overbought. Oh, MACD's going to cross on the daily, though, so that's why I'm saying, hey, it might go to 175. Overbought on every single chart. We had a massive move with Nike stock just recently. And I would say their revenues are, in my opinion, not very impressive. It's high revenue, right? But it's not like a technology company. We're not talking about like an actually growth company. This is a value stock. It's a value company. Let's not forget that. Think they have dividend, right? 0.6%. There we go. LOL. Hood is cheap. Yeah. So we remember in the first live stream we covered Robinhood stock. We covered Robinhood stock around 34, 35, 36, 37. Personally, I've been buying in this area. Then it shot up to 48. And I still think it's cheap. That's the thing. I still think Robinhood is cheap. Even at 45. It's going to go above 50 in no time. Although, I think right now it's probably going to correct a little bit before it does that. But it does seem like Robinhood stock is going to be moving above 50 fairly soon. Oh, oops. That was awkward. $7.11 on Tesla. Look at AI. Oof. It's been going down at every single dip so far. Kind of reminds me what happened right here. Right there. We had a long leg down. I think what's this? Long leg down. Kind of a bearish flag. And then a return to the upside. The same thing could be happening right now. Palantir is recovering a tiny bit to the upside. Just a tiny bit, sitting at 22. Somebody says if you bought Nike instead of C3.ai, you'd be green on that trade. We'll see what happens in the next 6 months. I'm actually going to ask this question. I'm going to be very curious. I'm going to make a screenshot of this poll too. Which stock do you guys think is going to go more to the upside? Is it going to be Nike stock sitting at 170 at all-time highs? Or will it be C3.ai stock, which is down 75% from its all-time high? We'll see. Which stock will do better in the next 6 months? C3.ai, Nike. You decide. I'll make a screenshot of this, and at the end of this year, I will showcase the screenshot. Right, so we'll see what happens. I'm actually quite curious. I have no idea what people are going to vote for. So which stock is going to do better? We have Nike stock, which is Well, it's sitting at all-time highs already. It's, in my opinion, it's rather bloated, but I think, you know what, I'm not going to give my opinion. This is Nike stock sitting at 170, market cap of 270 billion, sitting at overbought levels on the technicals, but it does have inflation on its side. And then we have C3.ai, which is a stock that is down from its all-time high 71%, sitting at 48.8. We have not heard anything from this company for the past 2 months. Earnings is pretty far away. Wait, hold up. End of September? Is that right? That's not true, right? I don't think that makes sense. I think earnings is probably going to be the beginning of September. But anyway, which one do you think is going to go up most? Is it going to be C3.ai or is it going to be Nike stock until the end of this year? We're talking December, right? And the 10 years are actually going down here too. Okay, it's becoming a little dark right now. Let me just quickly try to edit that. I think that should do. Yeah, C3 earnings is going to be 9th of September. Oh, there we go. So somebody, I think it was somebody being toxic in the chat. You know what happens? Toxic people get banned. We're about that positive energy. We're about that Robinhood energy, right? You know, Robinhood skyrocketing 20% in a single day. Gorgeous. 23% actually. Look at that. Oof. I think the people that shorted Robinhood stock are having a bad time. Most definitely. Alright, 9 minutes until Power Hour. Let's see what Power Hour is going to be bringing up for us here. There we go. One moment. So yeah, I just checked the Discord and somebody made $26,000 on the Robinhood trade. I'm gonna show you right now. I can show you right here. Look at that. That's a beautiful trade. Average cost of about 38.2, with a return of about 20.5%. That is lovely. I mean, I've got to say, I mean, this is pretty nice. But yeah, good trade. Let's go back to the trading view. Oops. Yeah, this tends to happen every now and then where the screen just goes black when I'm on TradingView. It's really annoying. Alright, there we go. AI is jumping up. Interesting. Look at that candle. Oh my god, I thought AI was going to go to $40. Well, we'll see. There's a lot of people that are bearish on AI right now. I can tell you that. There's a lot of people shorting this stock. It's crazy. It's absolutely nutty. It's definitely a nice game that we saw. Just, yeah, I mean, we covered Robinhood stock from 35 until 38. I'd say not bad. Little Scare coming in with a 20 Norwegian kron donation. Little Scare says, GVO analysis, please. Sure thing. Let me guess. GVO's sitting at a very, very low level right now, and it's... Yeah, there we go. Classic. Alright, so let's see what's happening with GVO. The trend is still intact, I would say. Probably. So that is the trend. The trend is your friend in this case. Look at that. MACD is about to cross. Earnings is in the middle of August, so we have about a week, a little bit over a week left for GVO. It's down 1.1%, 1.1 billion market cap. I don't know if the revenue is actually correct, but that is horrible. This is not what you'd like to see. These are resistance levels. Hold up. Yeah, so the 4 hour is still neutral. I don't like that. It's not oversold yet. It could still come back down. I mean, volume is also very low for this stock. Let me check the moving average. It seems to prefer that 4.5. I think short term it could fall down to like 5.6, maybe get back to around $6. But I think nothing, like not a whole lot is going to happen with this stock until we have confirmation of CPI going down. Obviously. Like there's no way around this. They're burning lots of money, 0 to no revenue. This is going to be quite dependent on that CPI report. But it does look like, you know, it's rather low. It's oversold. We could see a bit of a swing to the upside. Maybe hit that that sweet spot of around 6.2. AI is... It's going up very slightly. Nothing significant so far. Palantir... recovering a little bit as well. Power hour in about 3 minutes. 3 minutes left until power hour. Seems like most stocks are just going sideways consistently around power hour. See if I can fix the video. C3.ai at the bottom must be fools not buying. I mean, we'll see. We'll see who's going to be the fool fairly soon. There we go. All right. Gara, are you still bullish on BNGO earnings tomorrow? Let me take a look. Yeah, I'm still bullish. I mean, what can I say? I mean, the 4 hours. Oh wait, never mind. 4 hour is sitting at neutral. Oof. Daily chart. Still looking bullish on the daily chart. Yeah, they're burning lots of money as well. Burning lots more money than their revenue. I would say BNGO right now is one of those stocks. It will be very much affected by CPI, just like C3, just like Nano Dimension. Look, this is so evident. It was sitting at 6.7. CPI report came out. It was pretty bad. Guess what happened? It dropped 20%. Now I still think it's going to swing back to around 6.5 on or after earnings. But I would say earnings relative to the actual CPI report is going to be nothing. Power Hour just started, by the way. We're coming back in Power Hour. Hopefully we'll see some movement here. Gara, how long do you intend to hold C3 for? Thank you. I'm going to be holding C3.ai for a good chunk of time. We're talking like end of the year, first quarter 2022. I'm going to have to fill my bottle of water again. Tesla's kind of slowly heading up, which is good. It's good stuff. All right, there we go. Larry Summers coming in with a $5 donation. Larry says, "Pray for the souls stuck on the top of the Bitcoin hill." I warned several times. Remember, it was sitting at 60K. I made a video about it. I was like, gosh, guys, be very careful, be very cautious. Bitcoin is going to fall. All I got back was hate. But what can I say, man? What can I say? I bought the Bitcoin dip at 30K. But I'm praying for those souls that are sitting at... I think most people already sold out. Most people that bought at 60 already sold out. A lot of people just take losses. I don't think most people are patient enough to wait until it gets back to 60K, which could take several years. It's currently, as we speak, it's currently sitting around 38K. Let me check Robinhood right now. There we go. Still sitting at 45.7. up 21.4%. Whew, bloody insane. Skills as support plus earnings. What do you think? Let me check skills. Oh, that's the wrong one. Yeah, I was bullish on it. I'm still bullish on it. I still think it could bounce. $5.3 billion market cap, revenues of about 230 million. But yeah, keep in mind, look at this. They're burning lots of money. Companies that are burning lots of money in this environment are not going to perform that well. It's one of the reasons I like C3.ai. Relative to their revenue, they have a good chunk of revenue in comparison to the money they're burning, and they don't have any debt. That's why I like C3.ai. I don't know any growth stocks. I don't know a lot of growth stocks that have low cash burn relative to their revenues at this market cap. But I would say skills. I mean, it's about to be oversold again. MACD could cross. It's going to depend on earnings. It could shoot back up. If CPI is good, it could get back to around 17. No doubt about that. Like it's good. There's a good possibility that that could happen. This is a strong support zone around that $13, $12. So I'm still bullish on skills. Let me just check. Let me see. Gotta check what Perry got to say, man, with the dollars, man. What did Perry say? New. Dollar chicken new. Is that... This looks like it's going straight to zero. Like, how much is it down right now? Right. 58 million market cap. Okay, so they have an annual revenue. Do I got this straight? They've got an annual revenue of 420 million. But it has a market cap of 50 million. Alright, let me just see what this stock is all about. It could be that they have a lot of debt. Or that they have no growth. Oh, yeah, there we go. It's the exam preparation and tutoring company in China. Yeah, so the Chinese government actually cracked down on this company. Becoming a non-profit. So, yeah, I mean, it's kind of worthless. There's no reason to be holding this company if it's non-profit. Yeah, I think it went down a lot, right, since March, even since recently, down like 80%. Yeah, you can't really. I don't think it's gonna do a whole lot, honestly. This is gonna probably just go sideways and do nothing, unless they change the fact that it's non-profit. Look at that, C3 is bouncing. Would you look at that? Yeah, I bought a lot of C3 at 48. We'll see what happens, right? We'll see. I'm not going to make any conclusions. Just watch. Just watch the charts and be surprised. Hell yeah. Hell yeah. There we go. MACD about to pop. There's a gap to about $50. So that would be a move of about 2%. It's an easy 2%, right? It's fairly doable. Yeah, C3 is going up right now. It's looking pretty good. Yeah, so I'm having a little bit of trouble with my camera. Let me just quickly edit that out. Gotta turn up the brightness a little bit. Yeah, it's getting dark over here. It's very noticeable. Yeah, I can't wait. I just cannot wait for the coming weeks. I think it's going to be absolutely fantastic. Especially if the CPI report is going to be in our favor. If it's going to be below 0.9, we're going to see growth stocks shoot up so much. Value stocks going to drop. It's going to be great. One moment. I'm going to buy some stocks right now. I'll be buying... I think I'm going to buy some C3.ai. There we go. While it is still... Well, it is still cheap, right? That is the idea. Yeah, some people call me crazy for buying C3.ai at these prices. We shall see. Oh, there we go. I think there's a little bit of fuzziness going on right here. That should be alright. That's the green screen. Quickly gonna fix that filter. Does this do anything? Oh, that's freaky. That did fix the problem, though, I have to be honest. Please, Gara, create a watch list. Okay, so I'm going to be creating a watch list for the Chinese stocks. Let me know which stocks you want me to add to that list. Let it be known in the live chat. I'll be creating that watch list right about now. Look at that. C3 is going up. Oh my god. Surprise, surprise. I mean, what can I say? I mean, it's relative to C3.ai's, you know, recent highs and all-time high. This is nothing. But keep this in mind. This company, if they reach their goal, even slightly, it's going to be valued at like 20, 30 billion in at least 5 years. So in my opinion, just looking at this from like a long-term perspective, if they reach their goal, their goal of just being the leader in enterprise AI, reaching the minor goals that they have, just growing at 30% per year, it could be sitting at a market cap of 20 billion. And that would be sitting, you know, they would be sitting at around $200 per share. And that's still a 4 to about 5x from current levels. And honestly, I'm willing to take that risk. I know who the CEO is. I know what their fundamentals are looking like. And to be honest, AI is the future. It is the future, right? Everybody's talking about AI. It's not just a buzzword. They're working on next-gen AI for enterprise software. And to be frank, I think they're going to exceed at that. They're going to succeed. Let's see. What are we going to add to the watch list? Chinese stocks. Some Chinese stocks, right? No, I'm going to create a new one. I'm not going to add a symbol. I think it was add a category, right? How did I do this again? I forgot. add a section. I think that was it, right? And then you rename the section. And then I just move that. Where we want to like put this? I want to put it at the bottom. Right around here. Maybe put Alibaba right there. Alibaba, Baidu, Tencent Holdings, OTC, or I want to do the OTC one. There we go. I think it's about time to be editing these a little bit. I think I'll put DIDI right there. I think DIDI's probably better fits among these. Let me check the live chat, see if people want specific Chinese stocks in that list. Stocks, you know, we're talking like relatively big market cap stocks, right? I think these will be good for now. BYD. Boyd, no. This one, yeah, okay, right. I actually do want to add this one to the list. I'll do that. There we go. Gara, check your PayPal. Oh, let me just check. Hold up. We got a 1.6 euro donation from Albi Pajo. Albi says, "What about Lucid and Nano Dimension, Gara?" Yeah, so I think Lucid. I've said this previously. I think Lucid is going to go sideways. I think Nano Dimension is more likely to be bouncing in the short-term future. So yeah, I'm a little bit more bullish on Nano Dimension than I would say Lucid Motors. I foresee it to be possibly coming back up to around $7 in the next 2 weeks for earnings, at the least. Wow, look at that, AMD. Oh wow, remember what we said? I mean, I've been covering AMD stock since it was sitting at 70 for the longest time, right? I was very bullish on AMD. And would you look at that? It's sitting at 113. I think there's a good chance it's going to come back down here after the humongous move upwards. There's a 35% move to the upside. I think what happened is that AMD became very cheap in comparison to NVIDIA. And you know, they had great earnings. And guess what? It's sitting on a market cap of 136 billion. It's pretty insane. Very, very good revenues. I think the biggest question is, how long is this going to last? How long are they going to have good revenues? That is the question, I would say. Yeah, my portfolio just across the board just skyrocketing right now. My Pinterest position is going up too. Let's see if there's any stock I want to buy right now. Specifically. Yeah, I just bought more Tesla stock. think that should do. Yeah, AMD is slowly heading down. I think the party is kind of over right now for AMD after that big jump upwards. It might overshoot the trend line, maybe to 117, maybe to 120. But I think in general, this is going to come down very, very soon. AI is slightly heading up. Palantir actually sitting in the positive. That's really good. See what's happening to the Chinese stocks. BYD is slightly green. Tencent is down quite a lot. What's the market cap? Oh my god. Tencent has a market cap of 580 billion. No kidding. No way. No, I don't believe it. Oh wow, it is actually true. Tencent is absolutely insane. What a massive company. We got a $2 donation from Cheeto Killer the Game Collector. Cheeto says, "You passed up my donation in question." I don't get it. What do you mean? Did I really pass up your donation? Oh, yeah, I'm so sorry. I probably didn't see it. So we got two $2 donations. So $4 donation from Cheeto Killer the Game Collector. And Cheeto said, "Do you hold any crypto? What are your thoughts?" Currently, I'm not holding crypto. I'm going to wait until it's going to settle down again. And I do think it's going to settle down. My thoughts with crypto right now is that the big catalyst that we usually have for Bitcoin is the halving event. That halving event, I mean, I'm going to be really honest, it is past us right now. Right now, we have a dead cat bounce. This is the dead cat bounce, and it's coming back down again. That's all we're seeing right now. And I'll show you what I mean with dead cat bounce. In 2017, we had a similar event. We had several dead cat bounces. Look at this. 1, 2. We had a dead cat bounce right here. But Bitcoin ended up just coming back down anyway. It just did not matter. I mean, I think the same thing's going to be happening. Although, I would have to say it's not going to go down as much as what we have seen in the past. Although, I wouldn't be surprised if Bitcoin would come back down to 25,000. Maybe even 20,000. So right now, I'm not so much focused on Bitcoin. I think the gain on Bitcoin is rather slim. And let's say, hypothetically speaking, it goes to 50K. All right, so we get a 35% return in maybe the course of the next year. And it's a very risky trade. It's very volatile. I just don't like it this year. I think it's going to be a lot better either at the end of this year or the first half of next year. It's going to be quite juicy, especially as we see potentially inflation cooling off a little bit, because Bitcoin was used as an inflation hedge, and if that is not working out for Bitcoin, it could move down. So yeah, in general, I would say my plan is to just wait this out, wait this frenzy out. Then when it's cheap, buy the dip and just kind of HODL, right? So hold until the halving event, which the next halving event is going to be, I believe it's going to be 2024. It's not even that far away. See if we can add something to the contrast. All right. That would be my thoughts on Bitcoin. You just said you bought the dip on Bitcoin. I bought the dip on Bitcoin weeks ago, and then I sold out previously. I have no Bitcoin right now. Yeah, so where I bought the dip, I think I bought the dip right here, somewhere in this zone. And then I sold it, I think around 35, 36,000. Although it reached quite a bit higher than that, but I took my 10, 20% profit and I put it back into stocks. Because I think right now stocks, as they are, lots of these stocks are actually oversold. We have earnings coming up. We still have, yields going down. We have the CPI potentially coming down very soon. If these things happen, this would be a good environment for growth stocks to be heading up slightly. Oh yeah, by the way, make sure you hit that like button. I would appreciate that tons. And I'm going to check at the poll right now that we had. We had a poll running for this live stream. Which stock will do better in the next 6 months? 55% of people said that C3.ai was going to do better. 45% of people thought Nike. That is interesting. Still a lot of people that think Nike is going to outperform C3.ai over the next months. C3 is recovering a little bit. We can see this on the hourly chart. Look at that. It is heading up about 2.2%. That is good. But it's still descending, right? So still in a bad position, I have to say. It looks like it's going to fill the gap to 50, and that would be the resistance. So we'll see if it's going to hold up to 50. Pinterest is moving right now, apparently. Yeah, look at that. Pinterest is now moving up 4% to the upside. It's bouncing back right as we speak. There we go. Remember what I said. Bounce to 65. C3 is climbing back in the last 35 minutes of this market being open. It's climbing back up 2.5%. I think I'm going to buy more Palantir stock, to be honest. I think it's time to be buying more Palantir. Let's see what's happening to Robinhood. Robinhood still sitting at 46.2. Not coming down, but also not quite going up right now. C3 is falling slightly now. Snowflake's still up. Apple sitting at 147 after earnings. We had an all-time high of about 150, and then it came back down after. Virgin Galactic is slightly recovering. It has to do with the fact that the Russell's actually recovering. So the Russell, the small cap index, is recovering to the upside. It is green. The Dow Jones shooting up, Nasdaq shooting up, the S&P coming back closer to the all-time highs. I think that makes sense, right? So as that's happening, we're seeing stocks like Palantir, C3, Virgin Galactic come back up. Gara, where do you see DIDI over the next coming days? I think it's going to kind of consolidate at $10, maybe hit 11 very briefly, but we're still getting hit by the Chinese government regarding the cybersecurity issue with DIDI. So we're waiting for that to just kind of wear off. Let me see if I can fix this. What is this? This is the gamma? Oh yeah. That's a green screen. Let's see if we can fix this. Right. Cool. Yeah, I'm still setting some things up here. Since I would say, still haven't properly set everything up when I moved out to this apartment, unfortunately. Oops. Oh, so annoying. I guess we'll have to do with this for now. Palantir heading up 0.4%. Which I'm buying more of. I'm buying more Palantir right now, actually. I think Palantir's looking pretty good for the coming weeks. For earnings especially, I think it could be quite interesting. Gara, how's the new apartment life? Well, I'm still setting some things up here. I'm going to be purchasing some new furniture so that my way of life could be a little bit improved. But yeah, it's pretty great. I love the privacy. The internet is fantastic. Absolutely gorgeous internet, which is definitely a big pro for this live stream. Let's see if this lamp actually works. I do have a lamp right here. See if we can plug this in. Because if it works, it could really help out with the green screen. I have this. I don't know if you can see this. Yeah, now you can see it. Oops. Yes. Yes, it works. Doesn't it? Isn't that perfect? I think it's a little too bright, isn't it? Maybe I could just put it right behind me. No. Oh well. I mean, I just arrived in this apartment today and still working on setting things up. Gara, are you sharing the apartment? No, I'm not sharing the apartment. It's just me and my stocks and the portfolio and the trading view. Hold on a second. Yeah, I think we're just gonna turn it off. It's not working out as well as I thought. Just get it out. Yeah, usually I have these very special lights that I use. Oh boy, the thing's gonna fall. Oops. What have I done? I'll put this on the floor. Set it up later. Alright. Perfect. Gara, Pinterest is taking off. Yeah, it is taking off a little bit. Just a little bit. I just got called. Perfect timing. called at the wrong time, and my camera is messing up. Today's been an interesting day. Yeah, so when it gets really dark here, apparently I'm gonna have to need extra lighting. It's quite evident. That is the green screen. And then usually what would happen is, or at least this morning what happened is there was way too much light coming from the window there. And that would actually disrupt the green screen. So my plan is to just move the desk over to the left side where there's no window. And just beam some light on the screen so it just doesn't mess up. Fantastic. I think this is all I can do right now, isn't it? That's quite sad. Let's see what's happening here, right? Palantir is up 0.5 percentage point. C3.ai is going back to 50, slowly heading back up. We have big banks going up, semiconductor stocks heading up. EV stocks still going down after the deliveries that we got for the Chinese EV companies. Meanwhile, the Russell's bouncing back, Dow Jones bouncing back. Just the overall market still going strong. Let me check Robinhood. 46.6. Gara, how is the weight loss going? Absolutely terrible, actually. Yeah. So since I went to on my holiday, right? It's been very difficult. It is really difficult to maintain weight loss if you're on a holiday. You know, actually, I do have this light over here. I'm gonna try to plug it in, see if it will work. If it does work, it could be promising. Because the green screen is getting all messed up. There we go. Just give me one moment. Maybe a little bit too much light, but... Oh, wow. Yeah, that is definitely way too much light. Let's see if we can now fix the camera. Fixing my green screen on the live stream, just classic. Oh, yeah, this is definitely a temporary solution, I have to say. Cool. I'm not gonna be focusing on that for now. Well, what is happening right now? We have about 20 minutes left. 20 minutes left until the stock market is going to close. And it seems like what we're currently seeing here is Yeah, it is. It is definitely too much light, but I think right now having too much light is a lot better than having no light, because when the green screen is not lit, the problem is that it's just, you know, we're gonna see all these gray particles just everywhere, which is just can be a little bit annoying. Right. Yeah, make sure you hit the like button, by the way. I would appreciate that. Been struggling with this green screen here as I'm moving out to this new apartment, so please bear with me. This usually would not be happening, but it's a unique scenario. I would say a rather unique scenario. I think probably by tomorrow onwards, things should be looking pretty good. Paul S says streaming 4K. Is it available in 4K? Hold up. Is this stream available in 4K? I actually don't know. I have no idea. But let me know. Can you actually put this stream on 4K and does it work properly? I would love to know that. Just fix my error. All right. Would be great if it's actually working on 4K. 1080. Okay, cool. I think I would need a lot more, a lot higher bitrate for that. No 4K. Cool. I think, to be honest, like, I don't think 4K is going to add a whole lot to the experience. I do think there's a big difference between 720p and 1080p. But you know, when I get the option to get 4K, I'll get 4K. I'll let you know. I think it's going to happen eventually, right? So, for the people that have a 4K screen, I think 8K is coming up too, right? Palantir just can't go up, right? It's although I have to say, it's up 2.3% from the bottom, but it's still relatively low relative to other stocks. Tesla seems to be climbing again, back into the positive area. I am really going to have to get some proper lighting here. Apple's going to work with AFRM to launch Buy Now, Pay Later, BNPL, in Canada on August 11th. Oh, cool. That's pretty cool. Gara, Palantir $40 by Christmas. I think it's possible. I do think it's a possibility. I don't think it's going to stay there, but I think it could reach $40 for Palantir. I'm looking on my phone every now and then because I'm trying to buy some stocks right as we speak. A lot of NEO and BYD money will be going into Tesla. I'm not so sure about that. I'm not so sure about that. I don't think it's going to be impacting Tesla stock all that much, if I'm going to be really honest. Let's check Xbang. Lucid Motors, still flat. Seems like that's going to remain flat. Tesla stock consolidating. Looking at the 4 hours now. MACD is kind of topping out. Virgin Galactic selling off still, but it's actually recovering. It's good stuff. C3 is about to go positive again. Look at that. Impressive. We have about 16 minutes left, so maybe it will go positive. Seems like on the 1 hour it will actually happen. So that'll be interesting. Yes, I bought a lot of C3.ai at 48.6, 49. It's pretty cool. Perhaps Clown, Alex Karp, and other Palantir insiders are selling more shares. Perhaps they are, but I would say I don't think they're going to keep on selling for the next year. I think it's going to be a temporary thing. And when they're done selling, I think the stock is ready to go up. Because they have some big fundamental news coming up too. But I have to say, I mean, short term it's bearish, right? So if the CEO is selling shares, it's not going to trigger a rally. Just put it that way. DIDI by end of 2022. I think by the end of 2022, it could still be sitting around 20 to 25. Because I'm afraid that the tapering that's going to happen, that could definitely have an impact just across the globe on asset prices. I mean, once big governments are going to taper down, once the Federal Reserve, the ECB, they taper, that could mean that stocks will either come down or just go sideways for a long time. DIDI will be easily over 100 by next year. I don't think so. No freaking way. No freaking way. That is just. I think that is just plain up wishful thinking. I don't think it's gonna happen. Over 100. It would be beautiful, but I don't think it's gonna happen. Imagine that, right? Over 100. Damn. DIDI over 100. That would mean that DIDI is sitting at like a $500 billion market cap. No freaking way. Not in that short time span. Maybe in the next 5 to 10 years. Gara, do you think about running everything off a good cell phone? Good cameras, check Samsung DIX. I'll buy it. I've thought about it, but I think at the end of the day, it's gonna be a hassle. Still, I mean, imagine using a camera from a smartphone, and then streaming on the smartphone, and you have to put the charger in the phone, and the phone is gonna heat up like crazy. I don't know if you ever tried streaming on a phone, but they become incredibly warm. I don't think it's healthy for a phone to be streaming for hours upon hours on a daily basis. I think it's going to become slower and slower. Besides, I have very high, I would say, speeds using my cable, the internet cable on my laptop. While on my phone, I can't really connect it like that. Although I think there are probably like adapters out there, like which you can connect the phone to the internet to. I just think it's way more practical to just use a laptop. Have a camera connected to the laptop, have a microphone, But I think maybe in the future, I think as phones are becoming more and more sophisticated, it could be that that is going to be the next device that people are going to use for streaming. Will be interesting. I'll buy a Galaxy S22 and replace my laptop with. I don't think you can really replace a laptop just quite yet. It's quite useful still. Although I have very, I'm actually very optimistic about the new folding phones, where you can like have a tablet and also a phone in one. I think that's really promising. Is DIDI making money already? I mean, profit? Yeah, they are. I think they are. I think recently we checked it. They actually are profitable on a quarterly basis. Palantir is moving right now. I'm seeing Palantir move. And I've been buying some Palantir stock. It's up 0.5 percentage point. AI also slowly heading up. But yeah, guys, I want to apologize for the past streams, right? Just the past week, you know, when I was in Germany, I wasn't just able to stream. I wanted to have my holiday, right? I haven't had a holiday in a long time. Just take some time off, take a breather, and just travel a little bit. And so what I will say, it's been rather chaotic since last week. Even this week, you know, moving out into the new apartments, causing a lot of chaos. You can see the green screen is all messed up right now still. But it's short-term bearishness. This new apartment is going to be a great aid to the channel, I think. I'm going to be able to upload way more content. And I think the quality of the live stream has improved because of the better internet that is available here. And so I'm still... I'm super happy that I went on my holiday and I'm moving out. Although it did impact the live stream, I want to just apologize for that. It is what it is. But I think from now onwards, things should be looking a lot more positive. Tomorrow I'm going to be setting up the desk, everything, and the lighting. It's just going to be a wild time. We're going to have some great times in the stock market as we're buying these dips. Kiss it, apologize. Yeah. Yeah, you can't just work all the time without like a break, right? Like at some point you gotta take a bit of a breather. Which I did recently. And I have to say, it does really help. Okay, let's see. I think everybody should go on a holiday every now and then. Although I do know some people that just work 24/7. Gara, what is your price prediction for Tesla? I think there's a good shot of just seeing Tesla at around... I think maybe it looks like this week is going to be a bit more sideways, isn't it? Yeah, it does look like that is the case. Friday is the 6th. I think 7:30, 7:40, possibly. Right around there. Let's just say... I think 7:30, 7:40. Right around that range. For the end of this week. That's like a 4% gain from here. I mean, I'll take it. It's a pretty nice gain. Thank you for all your help. No problem. I'm doing my best. We will still hit the like button. Make sure you hit the like button. Smash that like button. Palantir heading up again. It's heading up. Sneaky, sneaky. Palantir heading up. Let's see what's happening with ROBINHOOD. ROBINHOOD sitting at 46. I think it's probably going to correct. In all honesty, it looks like it's going to come back to like maybe the lower 40s. Very briefly come back to the lower 40s. And I will be buying ROBINHOOD stock if it does come back to the lower 40s here. That would be lovely. Oh. No apologies, thanks, Gara. Cheers. No, I have no roommate. This is just my apartment. Although there are rooms next to me, but those are all private rooms. This I'll say I did take for granted like the utility in just having your own kind of space. It really is powerful. This is for you who did dislike. No soup for you. No soup for you indeed. I agree with that. Oh yeah, hit the like button by the way. Yeah, I'm in a very good mood. I mean, I know the stocks that I'm holding, the stocks that I've been looking at, the research that I've done, it's been paying off in spades. It's been paying off pretty big. And I hope people out there are able to actually harness this information and do something with it. Although it's not financial advice, right? Not a financial advisor. There's some big moves coming up, and I'm just looking at this stock right here. One piece of news, one positive piece of news, it's gonna shoot up to 70. Just waiting for that for C3. And for Palantir, same story. I mean, we have big news coming up. We're just waiting for that CPI report to just inflect downwards. Either inflect downwards or just stay the same, but we're waiting for that to happen. Gara, do you think BNGO will rally tomorrow? I think it could probably go up like a 5 to 10% in the coming days, right? I'm not necessarily sure about what's going to happen on earnings, because obviously earnings could be anything. Anything could happen for earnings. Hey Gara, what is your strategy of selling the stock? It's very complicated. When the stock is sitting very high, I sell. I'm just joking, but the general idea is when the stock is hitting resistances or getting close to resistance, and the fundamentals are getting bloated, aka the stock price is going way above its fundamental value relative to its competitors, relative to current market conditions. It's actually fairly complex, but when the stock goes up, it hits a resistance point, I sell. And I sell usually around 25% of my position, maybe 30%, sometimes 50%, depending on the company and the stock. There's no special tactic or technique. It really does depend. Each individual case is different. You can't just be like, oh yeah, you know, I sell 20% of my stock every single time. That is my strategy. Well, I mean, it could work for you, but I think each stock is going to behave differently from other stocks. If you know a stock is going to double, like why would you take profit at 20%? Sorry. If you know a stock is going to double, I don't think it's a good idea to be taking half profit, selling half. Oh, there's a lot of background noise. Yeah, I'm also kind of testing this environment right now. There's some background noise. I'm going to have to close the window. When I close the window, there's zero not a background noise. It is really nice. I guess I'm going to have to save up for air conditioning because I'm going to have these windows closed all the time. We have about 1 minute left. 1 minute left until the market is going to close. And we're 19 likes away from hitting 200 likes. I want you to grab that hand, put it on the mouse, and then just hover it. Just hover it right around that like button and just smash it. Let's get to 200 likes. We got a minute left, so let's get it going. Palantir heading up, looking good. Palantir shooting. Just the last minute, right? Last minute move. And the market is now officially closed. That was it for today. That was it for the stock market for today. And I gotta say, wonderful. Wonderful day. I cannot complain about this. Yeah, we just hit 211 likes. That is gorgeous. In 1 minute. 1 minute time. Woo! All right, we did it in the new apartment. This was the first day in the new apartment, and it went pretty well, I think. Let me know in the chat. What did you think? Did it go well? Was it really bad? I have to say, I'm gonna have to set up this green screen properly here, and you're gonna check how it's gonna be with the background noise and everything. But I have to say, the internet is amazing. We have higher quality streams now, and I just can't wait to upload more content. I think it's going to be super wild. And you guys are going to be enjoying that. You will enjoy it. I'll make you gain so much in profits that you shall enjoy this stream. Although I can't do that because I'm not a financial advisor, so don't take this. Don't take anything I say as financial advice, because it is not financial advice. Once again, I'm so sorry for last week. Last week was very, very chaotic. It was my holiday, the first holiday, the first proper holiday. I don't count a weekend to Paris like a real holiday. A real holiday is when you go for like a week and you just unplug and you just relax. So I had my first week of holiday in about 4 to 5 years, where I just go on my own, and it did help a lot. Was able to relax, chill out, and yeah, I mean, it was needed. It was very much needed. And for the coming months, there's not going to be like a repeat of this, so it's pretty much a one-time thing. But I will be going to England for a couple days in the weekend very soon. It's not really going to affect the stream though. But I'll be making. I'll let you guys know when I go. Probably end of September or something like that, in like 2 months. So it's gonna be cool. Right. Yeah, this like I said, this was a great day. ROBINHOOD went up massively, made $5,000 on ROBINHOOD. Still losing money on C3.ai, unfortunately. But I think it's just a waiting game. It's a waiting game. It's the patience is gonna pay off with C3.ai. But yeah, I mean, DIDI went up substantially. ROBINHOOD went up substantially. Tesla went up substantially. The Chinese V stocks went up substantially. Palantir had a bit of an upswing. Big Tech, I think Big Tech kind of corrected, right? Just waiting for AI stock. Just waiting for this bad boy. Just waiting. It's kind of funny though, because when I was on my holiday, I had the biggest return in about 6 months. When DIDI went up like $25,000, I mean, it went up like 45% or something like that. I had some options on DIDI stock with 5 times leverage, and it was up like, my portfolio just jumped like 25,000. And keep this in mind, I'm a 23-year-old. So for my portfolio to be going up 25,000. That is great. That is amazing. I think it wasn't even $25,000. It was 25,000 euros. That is quite a big of a difference right there. 25,000 euros is about 30K. I didn't sell my DIDI stock. I'm not planning to sell it. I think there's much more upside coming for DIDI. But yeah. Okay. All right. Let's see. Is there anything happening in the after hours? I think everything is fine, right? Should be fine. It should be fine. All right, I think it's about time to be closing up the live stream. Let's wrap everything up. Thank you for watching. Appreciate the likes, the thumbs up. Make sure you are subscribed. The stream quality is going to be improving drastically over the coming days as I'm going to properly move things in and set the lighting. You know, the lighting today was rather horrific, and obviously set the green screen properly. So that's not going to be as much of a distraction. And yeah, so more videos coming up. That is definitely something I'm going to be working on. And this time I have the resources and the time to be working on more videos for you guys, where I'm going to be talking about individual stocks, the stock market, and just, you know, I would say the broader market and asset classes, right? So that's generally what I make videos off. And so those videos are going to be uploaded prior to the market opening up, prior to the market closing, prior to the live streams. When you go to England in September, all our stocks probably will fall from a cliff. Classic. Yeah, that would be interesting. We'll see. We shall see. All right, guys. Have a great one. I'll be going now. We'll be back tomorrow. Make sure you subscribe, hit the like. Thank you for the donations, for the support, and everything. I promise you the quality of the streams are going to be going up from tomorrow onwards, because I'll have some time to set everything up properly in this apartment. So cheers. Thanks for watching. I'll be seeing you guys tomorrow. And yeah, this was Lucid Trading. Good luck with trading. See you guys soon. Oh yeah, and check the social media. The Instagram, Discord, the Twitter, all the links down below. Check it out. All right. Peace out.